Hi, welcome. Today we're looking at one verse in the book of Luke, chapter 23. It is around the time of the death of Jesus. So, what happened? It was now about the 6th hour, and there was darkness over the whole land until the 9th hour. While the sun's light failed, the curtain of the temple was torn in two. This is very significant that the curtain of the temple torn in two. And that's what we are focused on today. So what does it mean for us at the fulfillment time? So in the Old Testament, before the time Jesus come, God associate only with leaders like Moses, or only the special priest can go enter into the Holy of Holies, like Zechariah, the father of John the Baptist. So only certain people can enter the holy place. And Moses went up the mountain to talk to God. The people of God, the whole crowd, stay at the bottom of the mountain. So the way of God in the Old Testament is God associate with leaders. Only certain people can associate with God, can have relationship with God. But in the fulfillment time, after Jesus' resurrection, God allowed every single human being to have relationship with him, and that is why the curtain of the temple was torn in two. So now what it means is the holy place and the Holy of Holies become open for everyone to enter. So in the fulfillment time, every single human being can associate with God, can have relationship with God. And so to have a relationship with God in the fulfillment time, we need to build it. We ourselves need to build it. No other people can build it for us. But there are many people in our world don't quite get it, that they don't know. They are a believer, but they do not know that they can have a relationship with God and they can interact with God. But one, in our world, we have three groups. This particular group is so good at it. They are preaching so much about it. Everybody have relationship with God. Everybody can enter basically the Holy of Holies. And they all understood it really well, and everyone go directly to God. And it's so widespread in that group, and it's so really is great and great and great. And I myself have to admire the people of that group because they are making the most of it. Some of them go to extents, they give up their job, for example, and go door knocking, give their job, go overseas evangelizing, doing mission. Some people always feed the poor, so they do a lot for God, and they are building their relationship with God. So sharing with you the important verse that I always share. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 40 and 41. There are celestial bodies and there are terrestrial bodies, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. There is one glory of the sun, another glory of the moon, another glory of the stars, for star differs from star in glory. In the fulfillment time, the glory of the star, the glory of the moon, the glory of the sun are the Spirit of God for human being to have for our spiritual body. So today we are focusing on relationship with God. So your relationship with God is your spiritual mailbox, and your spiritual mailbox can be built of these three: the glory of the star, the glory of the moon, and the glory of the sun. Now again, the glory of the Son is the most precious, highly valuable, because it's the glory of God. So when Jesus Christ was transfigured, he was praying, his face shone like the sun, his clothing dazzling white, his hair as white as wool. That is the whiteness of the Spirit of God. That is the glory of God. And that is the glory of the Son. Now, it is very hard to get the glory of the Son, but every single human being can aim at getting the glory of the Son. One easy way to examine ourselves if we have it or not is, so in Revelation, Christ has 7 eyes, meaning Christ can see completely, see everything. So if you have a tiny little bit of the glory of the Son, a tiny bit of that dazzling white that belongs to Christ, you can see directly in the spiritual kingdom. So if you examine yourself and you know you cannot see directly in the spiritual kingdom, you know you do not have the glory of the Son. It's very hard to get, but it's not impossible. Now, a lot of people in this particular group do a lot for God, fasting, prayer, actively evangelizing, and this group are so good at evangelizing. That's really great, and there's so big of them, like it's big part of them. And it is in the Bible. God wants people to evangelize because he wants to save the whole earth. And so doing evangelization is pleasing God, and so you can reap into your spiritual mailbox the glory of the star, the glory of the moon, and possible glory of the sun. So when you have these, when God gives you, your spiritual mailbox can grow and grow and grow, and it's only fixed when you die. Otherwise, it can keep growing while you are alive, and it just keep on growing as you live longer and longer and keep doing things for God. You accumulate heavenly treasure into your spiritual mailbox, and it's yours, and it's inside your physical body, and it's part of your spiritual body, and it's very valuable. So there's so many people in this group got it, understood it, and get it, and do it. These 2 groups, unfortunately, no, they do not really focus on that, and the leaders do not preach about that too much, and so they are missing out the fact that we can enter the Holy of Holies, the fact that we can have a relationship with God, we can go directly to God. But these 2 groups tend to understand that everything have to go through the leader, and they are happy and contented with that, and so they are missing out the spiritual mailboxes. Now, my channel is based and created with a purpose to help people to receive the highest, to the fullness of the fulfillment, including the glory of the Son in their spiritual mailboxes. And I myself personally have never gone door knocking, have never gone overseas to evangelize, and not too good at evangelizing. But I do get the glory of the Son. I don't know how God gave it to me, but to be considered to be given the glory of the Son, you got to obey the Bible to the full. That is the full, not according to human being, the full according to God. When God consider that we obey the Bible to the full, God will consider giving the glory of the Son to us. If you understand the Bible according to your generation, according to you, and you think it full, but God doesn't think it full, then it's not full. When God think it full, then it's full, because the creation was created through Christ, for Christ, and in Christ. Christ has spoken in 4 books: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And so it's for all generations, for all nations, for all people. So it's not just for our generation to understand it in a way that we want. We have to understand the Bible according to God's way. And God's way is the design and fulfillment. And that's what my channel is, on the design and fulfillment, to help everybody understand the Bible to the full. Now, whatever that you do in your life, you do not miss out, because God gives you back in return accordingly. And because God is very fair, He pay you spiritual salary very fair. And if you are a person who always feeding the poor, it will reflect on your spiritual mailbox. If you're the person who go door knocking all the time, it will reflect on your mailbox that you are actively doing that for God. And the activeness will be reflect on your spiritual mailbox. Anyway, I don't have any of the active because I'm not too active. I have been having children, staying home, and now I work in my job, and my job is not related to God. But actively, I read the Bible a lot, namely Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Because I am aiming high. I am aiming at collecting the glory of the Son. And because I have one advantage, that is my heart, my physical heart, love Jesus with feelings. And I need to accompany that with actions. So I do my best to obey the Bible, prayer, fasting, also very important, fasting. Almsgiving, that is doing the parable of the Good Samaritan. And I try my very best to read the Bible so much because it will reflect on my spiritual mailbox. Do you know that if you understand the 4 books, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, to the highest level, to godly level, you are accumulating wisdom. And wisdom of God to the highest level is the glory of the Son. And it is stored on your forehead, inside your forehead. And it representing wisdom. And that is the glory of the Son given to you. So I am personally focusing on that, to reap that. And I ask God, and God will help me, because that's what I intend to reap as much glory of the Son as I can. And it's good to surrender to God and ask God what you have. It's very hard to get the glory of the Son, but it's not impossible. Ask God, surrender to God, ask God to lead you to it. And you can get it. And it's so good to get it. I tell you, it's so good. And that's why I am a nobody in my world, but I create this channel because I want to help people to get the glory of the Son, to get wisdom. And beside wisdom, the glory of the Son are many other things. God is like, He get 7 eyes and 7 horns. And so even you get a tiny streak of that, you get the glory of the Son, a tiny little bit of it. You can see directly, and you can have something directly that is the glory of God, the glory of Jesus Christ. And we are co-heir with Christ. So I ask you, there's no reason why we shouldn't aim for what we should get, that is to be co-heir with Christ to the highest level. So spiritual mailbox is important aspect of the fulfillment time, because God wants us to directly go to Him. God wants us to go into the Holy of Holies. We are allowed to only at the fulfillment time. And so that is to conclude, aim high, aim for the glory of the Son. Thank you for joining me today.